Hello, everyone. All right, think back. Did you ever play cops and robbers when you were little? Well, just because we grew up doesn't mean that we can't role play still, and we can actually do it while helping train real-life officers. To explain what I'm talking about is Lieutenant Christopher Dennison. He is joining me right now. Lieutenant, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're seeing. We're going to do make-believe, but why is it that you're asking everyday people kind of like me to help?
So we took a look at the way we're doing our training, and we do role play scenarios to a point, but a lot goes into them. It needs a lot of people. There's a lot of resources, and we were thinking about probably the best thing to do is maybe have the community come out and have them be a part of it. One, they get to see what we do. We can answer some questions for them why we do certain things. Maybe there's legal reasons, safety reasons that people might have questions about, and it gives us a chance to interact with them in a non-adversarial world. You're not getting pulled over and talking to the cop for a traffic stop, or you're not a victim of a crime, but you get to come out and really just work with us and help us train our officers to be better police officers for the community we serve.
So what kind of a commitment is this from somebody that says, I want to come and volunteer?
So we have right now scheduled 42 sessions that are starting now, that run through November. And if you can, we do them various days. They all take place from the times of 9:30 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. And some of the days are Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays. And if you can only make it out for one session, that's fine. What we want to do is just get a very large pool of people who are interested, because we'd like to expand this to our basic recruit class in the future. And we want to continue this type of training. We know that reality-based training actually gives us a much better, it's almost a little better bang for your buck as far as training goes. We can put you in the classroom, we can talk to you about it, but until we have you out there actually doing it, it's a whole different ballgame when you're actually doing it. So, and you know, we're looking to have a pool of several hundred people. We'd send out an email and say, hey, we're looking for 15 volunteers, and whoever can make it can make it.
And so kind of explain what I should expect. I know we're saying role playing, but what are maybe some of the scenarios? So
some of the scenarios will be, because we're looking at several different things in these scenarios. De-escalation skills, communication skills, some basic use of force skills for officers, communication, procedural justice, full service policing. So you could come out and be in a situation. We have a bar out at our academy and a two-story house, different areas to kind of simulate the real world. So you may be in the bar and run through 4 scenarios, and in one scenario you're just in there, pretend like you're drinking, having a good time with friends. The officer's called for disturbance and they'll interact and deal with you. The next one could be the officers respond to an unknown trouble at the bar. They walk in, there's a guy holding a training knife, a fake knife, to their throat, and the officers need to work through that situation, contain the folks that are in there, get everybody to safety, and start to work to negotiate and resolve that situation. So there's a wide variety of scenarios we run through, from traffic stops, just responding to calls for service, and then anything that is actual contact where we're actually using force, we will use actually trained officers that will be the role player for there to avoid people getting hurt.
I think you were just saying this a few moments ago. We, as the everyday regular person that comes out to help, we're going to learn a lot, on top of the fact that the officers are going to get that real life training scenario. So I think this is really a win-win for everybody involved.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think there's a lot of times when we may do something, or we're required to do something by policy, again, or constitutionally, we have to act in a certain way. And a lot of people don't really understand why we did that. But when you take the time to explain to them, hey, this is where maybe the 4th Amendment fits in, this is how search and seizure works, and this is why we have to proceed this way, a lot of times that opens up people's eyes. Go, okay, I understand why they did what they did then.
This makes complete sense. I think this is great. Like you said, a great way for us to come out, for the officers to interact with us, learn a little bit. And I know you said you want to hopefully expand this into the other kinds of training, but this is going to be for the advanced, right?
Correct. So this is for all personnel who are sworn police officers. Their tenure can range from 1 year up to 30 years on the department, and it's all ranks that are going to be going through this training. So we have about 25 student officers that will come out, and they run through approximately, they'll run in that day about 20 to 25 scenarios they'll run through. Then they have a 1-hour lecture on procedural justice training. And then we actually have members of the community that come in and they talk about their interaction with law enforcement, whether it was positive or negative, and really just describe how that experience impacted them. We've had some folks that, we have one lady in particular that I was dealing with her years ago, probably about a decade ago, and she was heavily into drugs. She was selling drugs, but she's turned her life around, been sober for 9 years. And, you know, she has a great job. She was showing me her brand new car she bought, and she got a new house. And really, she credits the police department and our interactions with her and helping her get there. And so it's really good to have her come out and tell her stories, because she's had some contacts that she would deem as negative and didn't feel she was treated as good as she should have been. But on the backside, she really thanks the police for what they did. So we have people that come and tell those stories to the officers as well.
And again, I think that's impactful both for the officers and for those that can come and you know, say, like you said, the good interactions, what it's led in their life. So how is this training maybe different than how you did the trainings in the past years?
So what we did in the past years, typically you'd come out for a 10-hour day and there would be a mix of some classroom, maybe some proficiency training. And what we've done now is we pushed all the classroom stuff out to the field, so lieutenants like myself teach our line personnel the classroom stuff in a briefing sessions broken into hour-long sessions throughout the year. When you come out to the academy, we hit you with proficiency training, scenario training, so when we are able to do a lot more with you out at the academy. And by doing so, we've been able to increase our training drastically. Right now for our field services, the people that are in patrol, in police cars, they're going to get about a 400% increase in training this year.
Wow.
So we really we want to come up with a creative way on how we could do this and deliver better training to our personnel, which in turn delivers a better service to the community.
Well, look at TPD, you know, stepping up, really putting that extra effort in to make sure everyone is trained, having the relationship with our community. And I know a lot of people are going to be excited to be a part of this, so I'm going to remind them how they can do that. But Lieutenant, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Tina.
Oh, absolutely. TPD is still looking for people to become reality-based training volunteers. It is happening at various times over the next 2 Sundays, and we will be held at 10001 South Wilmot Road. To learn more or to register, please visit jointucsonpd.org.